Amber UGC, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Angel, welcome in. How is everybody doing tonight for this Wednesday? I hope everybody had a good Wednesday today. Angel doing really good. I took the day off today. I took the day off. For no reason but just to take the day. I love it. I feel a little guilty, but. Oh, okay. I had a really good day today. Yeah. I was lazy. I'm still in my PJs. I'm staying in my pajamas all day today. Yeah. We have these long meetings on Wednesday, and I was like, I just don't feel like doing it today. Tanya, welcome in. Thank you so much, Oki. I appreciate that. It's minimum day today. Then we have meetings all day until 4. And I'm like, I don't feel like doing that today. Angel, thank you so much. Princess G, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour or 20 people in the room. Oh, thank you so much, bro. Yeah, today you guys are going to be making a jewel encrusted heart. A jewel encrusted heart along with the little popsicle stick at the bottom. I wanted to leave the heart alone by itself, but I thought, no, we should do something else and have like a little, So we will be looking at our jewels and our acrylics. Welcome into those of you who are on YouTube. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're going to be using acrylic paints today. We're going to be using embellishments. We're going to be using our tools, tweezers, lots of good things. Glue. Oh, you know what? I need to get the glue gun. Give me 1 second. Got to make sure that the glue gun is fired up. How is everybody doing with the weather? This is the East Coast feed, so a lot of our friends from the East Coast are on right now. How is everybody doing with the weather? Has the weather passed? I don't watch that much TV, especially the news, especially with everything going on. I just want to live in my own little happy world of books and tea. I've participated in the world a lot. I'm taking a rest from it right now. Cold and ice. More on the way, Amber? Oh, okay. More on the way. Let me check what our weather is going to be. Let's see what we have in store for California. Wow, it's going to get warm. Hey, Samantha, welcome in. Guys, look at that weather. It's like springtime already here. For the next week in the 70s, it's going to confuse all the trees. All the blooms are going to come out. Trees are going to get confused. We haven't had any like warm weather or cold weather whatsoever at all here. Glory Bell, welcome in. It's freezing, but thankful I have a warm and cozy place. Yes, right, Glory Bell? That's the best. I agree. That in of itself, being able to go to bed at night knowing that you have a safe place to sleep. Heaven. Morgan, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes, everyone. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour or 20 people in the room. Those of you who are on YouTube, today is Project Wednesday. We're going to be making a jewel encrusted heart for our Valentine's Day tree. Couple of news before. Morgan, it was really good. Samantha, did you see the jewel encrusted heart? Isn't that great? So I want you guys to be thinking about the patterns that you're going to use. Because we have our embellishments here. We have some extras here. You guys want to go with one color, or if you want to do two colors, or if you want to do multiple, we can do that as well. We're going to start from the bottom here and then work our way up. And then do the stick. So that way we can have our jewel encrusted heart right at the top there. I like that gold. You know gold that's encrusted, that's got like this chunky gold? I love that. I didn't even know. Michelle Pitts, welcome in. Yeah, I think multiple colors. I agree. We have every color. I'll show you guys the choices that you'll have, and then we'll decide. We could do an all blue. We could do a blue, you know, or whatever. We could switch the pattern, however we want to do it. We're gonna have to move the screen too. I'm gonna move the screen down a little. That way you guys can see the application of each of the jewels, because you can't do it like this. And plus, if we do it too slow, we're going to take the 2 hours, so we're going to do it quickly. We should bedazzle a salt and pepper shaker one day, but then use it. Oh, that's a good idea, Samantha. Angel, my two favorite colors are red and pink. I think red and pink will be fun. Samantha, that's a really good idea, because they have a lot of different shaped salt and pepper shakers. Good idea. I am gonna have to think about that one. Where have I seen them at? Maybe at Target have I seen them, or maybe at like a Bed Bath & Beyond type thing, or just online. Could probably get those little square ones. That would make it easy to put them on there. That's a really good idea. Or Etsy. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Definitely gonna have to look into it. Yeah, Etsy's got everything. Everything that you can imagine. We'll begin in a couple of minutes, or just like 1 minute, guys. We're just waiting for 20 people. We're almost there before we begin Project Wednesday. A couple of things have come up, so we need to talk about those. And then we will begin. All right. Let us start. Welcome in, everybody. Prince Hairflip, welcome in. I have something. Samantha, right? I just ordered some vinyl stuff from Michael's because they sent me a $5 coupon. I was like, hell yeah. So I just bought some new vinyl stuff for my Cricut machine. Angel, we're going to talk about that right now. So welcome in, everybody that just came in. So Samantha, I totally get it. And I have no guilt about it. I just got to think of what else. I have another package coming in too. Okay, So today is Project Wednesday. Today we're going to be making a jewel encrusted heart decoration for our Christmas tree, for our Valentine's Day tree. I got to straighten out our tree because our tree's getting a little bundled, but that's fine. So jewel encrusted, you will be choosing your colors. Somebody said pink already and red. We do have pink and red embellishments. We have a lot of different sizes. We've got big pinks. We have little reds. We can mix those with some of the red hearts that we had from last week. Yeah. We can mix them with the pink and red hearts so that we have different different shapes and sizes. Okay. We will be adjusting the camera for that because we're going to be watching the application of each one. You guys are also going to change. You guys are going to also choose your metallic base. Do you want a silver metallic base? Do you want a gold metallic? We're going to be working with metallics and embellishments today, or a pink. We're going to spray the heart. This is the template. This is what the template looks like. We're going to spray the heart on both sides. That way we have a color in between. White's kind of plain, so we want to do something different. For template, you're thinking silver? Okay. I think so too. So silver with pink and red. I agree. Okay, so we'll do pink and we'll do red. I'm pretty sure the West Coast is going to want that color too, but you guys already tagged it, so. Brooke Comer, welcome in. We are everything but plain here. Exactly. If you can't see us from the moon, you don't deserve us. Okay, next thing, I've updated for Joey King and the Fragile Figurine. We're waiting on the final. I know I keep using the word final, but I got the final illustrations. We're just waiting for the extra details that they asked us to put on there. So we put extra details on there. We're just waiting for those. But guys, I did update the color sheets. Working tonight. Oh, thank you so much, Ivy. Ivy, good to see you. I did update the color sheets. This is our mock-up, and this is what we have been using for the color sheets on Joey King. But I did make new ones. So those of you who have access to the color sheets, hey Caitlin, welcome in. I've updated them to fit the new Joey King, the official Joey King, what he's going to look like in the book. So these are the ones for the kids. And I'll show you where you guys can grab these from in a minute. My special thing, and these are for the friends of Joey King. Remember, we're doing friends and mentors. The friends are for the kids. My special thing is because blank, the kids fill it in, they color it. Here, they're going to draw a picture of what their special thing is. When I used the Canva to erase the background, it erased the globe, and I thought, oh crap. So why don't we just have the kids draw something that, whatever they say is special to them, they can draw it here. I think that's fun. Then we have, when I feel pressured, I can choose to. Remember, this is when the girls come and say, we dare you to drop it. Joey King has to think about it. Let it begin. I feel happiest when. When do they feel the happiest? And then I feel most upset when. And they could talk about their feelings. And color it in and then fill it out. Right. Now, this set is for the adults. So for those of you who would like to, I would really appreciate it if you guys would. These ones are for the adults. Sometimes something that feels important or meaningful to me is why this matters to me, what this says about who I am. So when I do the read alouds for the kids, the parents are going to be able to participate, and they'll get, and we're calling these the mentors of Joey King. So the adults will be able to help Joe in his journey. I feel most upset when this happens. I usually feel something that could help me feel better is, so it's the same thing but with reflection pieces for adults. Okay. So if you want to participate in that, I would really appreciate it. Print it out. Take a picture of it for me as a PDF. You could either email it to me or you can, email it back to me. Color it, fill it out, email it to me, and then I can print it out here and put it on the Joe E. King wall. You guys have seen that before. For those of you who aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, this is the Joe E. King wall. I swear, I get sidetracked. I love it. This is the Joe E. King wall, so I'll print it out on cardstock, and then put it on a frame, and then I'll put it on the wall there. Okay. All right, and where you can access that is you can either go on my Instagram or you can go on TikTok. Let me lower this down so you guys can see it. So you go here on my profile, hit the link tree. Link tree will come up, and then you'll see where it says Friends of Joe E. King Coloring Pages. Click that, and then it'll send you to the drive. And it's divided up into friends and then mentors. If you want to participate as an adult, you're going to do one of the mentors. So click it. It comes up, and then you can print it from your printer, okay, or email it to yourself so you can print it. Can somebody check that link on your end and see if it comes up? That would really help, because sometimes I forget to open up the access to it. Thank you so much, Jean, for the follow. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I forget to open up the access for it, and then I want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to do that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to continue reading from our let's move that over there. We're going to continue reading. The link works. Thank you, Amber UGC. I really appreciate that. So anybody who would like to do that, feel free to print out a copy, color it, and then send it to me with your thoughts. I think it would be really nice when I do the read alouds in public at the libraries and at the bookstores for the parents to be included in that. And I think adults are more likely to approach it if they see that other adults have filled it out. So I'm definitely going to make sure that we see that. All right, Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. Thank you so much, Prince Hairflip. I appreciate that. So Prince Hairflip, you don't have a excuse anymore. They're there for you when you remember. All right, we're going to be reading about we did Katherine Johnson, we did Shirley Chisholm, we did, we're going to do Nichelle Nichols, 1932, and from the time this was published, she's still alive. She hasn't passed away. In her youth, Nichelle was a gifted dancer, actor, and singer. She worked her first professional acting role when she was only 14 years old and had a successful career on stage for several years. In 1966, Nichelle landed the role with which she would make her mark on the world. She was cast in the brand new science fiction series Star Trek. Oh, I know who she is. As communications officer Lieutenant Urea, becoming the first woman of color in history in a leading role on a primetime television show. Jesus. Uriah was smart, brave, and dignified and treated with respect. It was truly a groundbreaking role, considering that in those days, people of color were usually cast as either servants or maids. Gosh, and that was only in the 60s, too. In 1968, at the height of the civil rights movement, Nichelle and one of her white castmates made history when their characters shared the first ever on screen interracial kiss. Can you guys believe that? Star Trek. Um, Many Americans were angered by the display of integration on a national television show, and the studio received letters of complaint. Producers responded by cutting Nichelle's lines, making her scenes shorter and relegating her to the background. Oh my god, that's terrible. She considered returning to stage acting, but a chance encounter with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. changed Nichelle's mind. Dr. King, a self-proclaimed Trekkie, urged Nichelle to stay on the show because of how much representation mattered. She was a symbol of hope and a source of inspiration to people of color across America. This would prove to be exactly right. Dr. Mae Jemison names Nichelle as her inspiration to apply to NASA, and she went on to be the first African American woman in space. After Star Trek, Nichelle continued to inspire people. She became a recruiter for NASA, traveling around the United States, doing outreach to young men and women of color. The end. Yep, William Shatner always talked about her. I gotta do my research. I'm not a Star Trek fan. I've never got into Star Trek, but I gotta read this. Interesting, very interesting. Good way to start our life. Art always pushes boundaries. If you don't feel it, it's not art. Art is meant to make you feel something. Really good reminder, especially in these times. Little leaders, bold women, and bloggers. Really good way to start the line. All right, in the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. Definitely a 10. Bree, welcome in. Bree, how's the weather in the East Coast? Welcome in, welcome in. We do have time for one book. Yes, Live Long and Prosper. Samantha 10, Morgan 10. It's freezing right now, Bree. Bree, did you have to go back to school? We're going to read 10 new information for me. Yes, Amber UGC. Exactly. Same here. My assistant, she gave me 3 children's books that she was cleaning out over the holidays. She gave me 3 books. So we're going to read one of them. This one's called The Stranger. I really love this one. This is such a good... Oh, you guys went back yesterday? We love a good end page. We love a good end page. Through the wintry streets of a small town walked a man in a shabby old overcoat. To keep out of the bitter cold, the man had wrapped a thick wool scarf around his neck and pulled on a wide-brimmed hat. But the hat didn't cover his big nose, and so it had turned bright red in frosty air. People in the street laughed and pointed at him. "Look at that nose," they said. "It's as red as a tomato." 10 and 10 degrees outside in here. Perfect. Prince Harlot, I love it. Dang, you guys are like in the thick of winter, huh? So here's the stranger. He came into the town. There's people in there just looking at him. He's got a big red nose. People are looking at it. The man turned away from the busy streets and went to walk in the park. There, he stopped for a moment to watch children making snowmen. But when the children saw him, they said, "Look at that stranger. What a funny nose he's got. Just like a tomato." The man pulled his scarf up to hide his nose, but to his horror, the children shrieked, "He's hiding his face. He must be a robber." And they ran away. This poor guy, he just walked into a neighborhood and creating all this calamity with his big red nose. So there's the kids playing with the snowman. The police were particularly busy that afternoon. Their office was full of people and the phone just rang and rang. The bank and the jewelry shop had both been robbed. There was a stranger in the park, a young girl told the police sergeant, and I saw a strange man with a scarf and a funny hat running across the square, said the baker, whose shop was next door to the bank. The man who robbed me had a red scarf over his face, said the owner of the jewelry shop. Suspect wears hat and red scarf, wrote the sergeant in his notebook. It must have been that man with the big red nose, said the girl. In Florida, it will be a low of 28 on Sunday. Oh my gosh, Ivy, that is wild. Especially in Florida. You guys usually don't get that kind of weather. So, throughout the day, there was 2 robberies. One with the baker and one at the jewelry store. And so they all tied it to they all tied it to the man with the nose. He just was walking into town, and now he's a bank robber. Stories about the stranger with the tomato nose quickly spread around the town, and whenever people heard of an unsolved crime, they said, "It must have been that tomato man." Soon, everyone in the town called the stranger Tomato. The man with the red nose knew nothing of this when he went to the bakery to buy bread. But as soon as the baker saw him, he shouted, "It's him, Tomato, the thief, help!" Poor Tomato was so shocked that he ran away and kept on running until he was far away from the town. So somebody saw him, the Tomato Man. Somebody saw him, called him out, and he took off running. There he goes. Tomato couldn't go back to the town now that everyone there thought he was a thief, but where was he to go? He wandered for hours until at last he found an empty house. The door was open and an old mattress lay in one corner. He sat down, wrapped his coat tightly around him, and fell asleep at once. When he awoke, he was colder than ever. He gathered wood and lit a small fire, but he dared not keep the fire burning for long, in case someone saw the smoke and came to find him. Days passed, and Tomato grew hungrier and hungrier. He could creep out of his hiding place only at night. Then he tiptoed into people's gardens and helped himself to a few carrots and potatoes. Once he found a cellar window open, climbed inside, and discovered an old blanket and a jar of jam. The people who had left them there didn't seem to want them, but Tomato still felt bad about taking them. So I really am a thief now, he thought. Aw, poor guy. He's down on his luck. So he went to go get some tomatoes because he was hungry. He couldn't show his face in town. And now he's thinking he is a thief. So he lived month after month until winter was nearly over. Then one day the spring sun shone weakly through the windows and tempted him out of his dusty old house. He sat on the stone steps and blinked in the sunlight. It was a long time since he had felt as warm as this. Slowly he fell into a deep sleep and didn't hear 2 men approach the house. One was the police sergeant, the other the mayor. "Well, here it is," said the policeman. "I'm afraid it's in a terrible state, though." "That doesn't matter," said the mayor. "We'll soon get it fixed, and then it will be a perfect orphanage." They began to walk around the house. Yeah, misunderstood. Poor guy. So the house that he was living in, they're going to claim eminent domain and make it into an orphanage. When the shadows fell across Tomato's face, he woke with a start. At once he jumped up and ran, knocking the mayor over in his haste. "Was that Tomato?" exclaimed the policeman. "Tomato," said the mayor. "Do you mean he really does exist? I thought you solved all those crimes a month ago and found they had nothing to do with him." "He must have done something wrong or he wouldn't have run away," said the sergeant. Then something extraordinary happened. Tomato stopped, turned around and walked slowly back. Arrest me if you like, he said. I've had enough of running and hiding and stealing. So you admit you're the thief, said the policeman. Very well, you're under arrest. Aww. Poor Tomato Man. He's got his little missing sock. Stranger arrested, shouted the newspaper seller the next morning. Tomato captured at last. People hurried over to the kiosk to read the news, and the whole town talked of nothing else for the rest of the day. Oh, poor Tomato. So, what happened to Mr. Tomato? Asked the mayor when he met the sergeant at the town hall. I let him go, said the policeman. It was all a big mistake. It turned out he had done nothing wrong. Letting him go is not good enough, said the mayor. The man obviously needs help. We must find him a job. After a few telephone calls, the mayor had found all sorts of work for Tomato to go to. They call him Tomato. On Mondays, he raked leaves in the park. On Tuesday, he cut the grass. On Wednesdays, he worked at the market. On Thursdays, he cleaned windows at the bus depot. On Fridays, he swept the streets. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that, guys. But on Saturdays and Sundays, he was all alone. Tomato was glad that he had found work, but he was not happy. Thank you so much for meeting that goal, Prince Hairflip. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you. So there's Tomato. He's got work to do, but he's still not happy. He's alone. He's got his little cozy room there. One autumn day, when Tomato was raking leaves in the park, the mayor came to talk to him. Good morning, Mr. Said the mayor. Oh dear, what is your real name? Just call me Tomato, the man replied. Everyone else calls me that, and I'm used to it now. All right, Mr. Tomato, I have found a new job for you. The orphanage needs someone to help take care of the children. Would you like to do that? I can think of nothing else I'd like better, said Tomato. I've always loved children. Aw, Mr. Tomato, raking the leaves. He's got something to do now. Tomato settled happily into his new job. One evening, he and the children lit a campfire and baked apples. Tomato watched the smoke rising and thought of how, not so long ago, he had sat alone by a fire and worried that the smoke would give him away. And now, here he was, surrounded by friends. The children loved him. They didn't seem to notice his big red nose. They knew he was their friend, someone who always had time for them. Tomato had never been happier in his life. Aww. The end. I'm going to see when this was published. This is an interesting story. This was published 1994. About 30 years old. The Stranger. Good story. I really like the moral of the story. Love the pictures. Pictures are great. I'm going to give this one a 10. All right. In the comment section, let's see what everybody is thinking. Samantha, you give that one a 10? All right. Let's go ahead and set up a new goal. Bree 10, Wonderful World 10. We always like it when somebody gets a kickback in life and it sets them up for success. Let's see. Let's add, what do we have here? Let's do one of these Sour Buddies. Let's do 20 of those. Maybe we do a good drink. Sour Buddy's a little expensive, but a little pricey, but that's fine. Bree 10, Prince Hairflip 10. Okay. All right, now we're going to move on to Project Wednesday. We're going to adjust the camera a little so you guys will be able to see the work that we're doing. We're going to be making a jewel-encrusted heart along with a jewel-encrusted popsicle stick. All right, let's put this over here. Let's put the tea over here because we're going to be spraying and we don't want to get spray in the tea. All right, we're going to be first using the heart template. We're going to use the heart template first. We're going to cut out 2 of them because we're going to make it layered. We want 2 hearts just to make it a little bit more stronger, because when we use the wet glue, it makes it a little soggy. So, and we have to wait for it to dry. So I think putting 2 hearts together will help that problem. Okay, so we're gonna cut out this first one, and we decided that we were going to use a silver metallic with this heart. So here's our first one. Okay. We're gonna put it on this little utensil here. And that's what we're gonna use to spray it down. Silver and pink, please. Okay. So Prince Harpo, we're gonna do a silver base and then the red and pink embellishments. So let's cut out the second one. Guys, can you believe this is the last week of January already? I was thinking about that, and next week is February. And we only have like 2 weeks left of our Valentine's Day tree. We're gonna bring out the winter tree. The winter tree is really the spring tree, but without the little buds on it. I can't tell whether I love Halloween or Valentine's Day more. I like Valentine's or Halloween more just because it's a little bit longer. Like you can really stretch it out. But Valentine's Day has a lot of fun things you can do. Oh, what was that, Prince Harfield? That January's almost over? Yeah. Our winter tree is a tree, and then it looks like a dead tree, but it's got little lights on it. And then when spring comes on, we start putting these little these little pink cherry buds on it. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, January is pretty much over. So yeah, we're gonna be moving on. Then we'll be doing after February 14th, we'll be doing St. Patrick's Day themed decorations until the 17th of March, and then we start spring. Can you believe that? Time goes by quickly. All right, so I'm going to use the glue gun on this one just because I want it to seal right away. It's always better to use the glue gun on these things when you want like a quick seal. So we're just going to put 2 of those together just to make it, what do you call it, a little bit more stronger. That way we have something to work with. And we don't get it doesn't get all soggy. All right. So we're gonna take this heart, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, oh no, the silver. We're gonna take the silver metallic, and we're gonna spray the heart. Because we wanna have a silver base.